Dodge bullets, baby.
This is beyond fairy tale. It's inconceivable.
There it is. Doyle's done it. This is the greatest sport in the
world. 6,844 players began this main event. Through several grueling sessions, only 1,308 remain. And for the first time, everyone is under one roof. Somewhere out there is our next world champion. And in the remaining field stand 3 former champions.
Play the player.
Including the man who won it all twice, Johnny Chan.
I'm here to win. I'm going to try to play my best. Winning the main event 3 times, that shows the world I'm still a great player.
Everyone is now face to face wondering who in the room will be the next world champion.
You guys want to play some poker with me? Let's go.
The tension is mounting.
That's what I'm talking about.
The pressure rising. It's time for day 3.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the main event of the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. With Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. Take a good look around. The entire main event field is together, and for the final time, the Rio Poker Room is filled.
They gotta come out punching.
Everyone is set to do battle, but before a champion is crowned, the fight for the money will commence.
This is gonna be fun.
Those remaining hope to be among the 666 players to cash in on the $64 million prize pool. Among those looking to survive are some intimidating pros.
I got my work cut out for me today.
Along with some outgoing characters.
Hey, do this, baby.
And gifted newcomers. One man who knows how to survive is Jean-Robert Ballard. He'll be at table 2 today.
Boys ready?
But the only man left who owns 2 main event titles is at our feature table, Johnny Chan.
The incomparable Johnny Chan beat Frank Henderson heads up for his 87 title and more famously beat Eric Seidel in 88.
Good luck, everybody.
Johnny, nice to meet you. Nice to play again.
That is Kermit Millett meeting the former world champion. Johnny already knows one player at this table, Greg Duros. Greg knocked Johnny out of the 06 main event of day 1.
Did you play in the Americans Cup in 1981 when Bob Stuba had that tournament?
No.
It's final table, 9 players. I knock everybody out in like less than an hour. And so Stupak gave me a nickname, the Orient Express. That's where I earned that name. Knock everybody out less than an hour in the final table.
Johnny got that nickname 4 years before he won his first of 10 bracelets.
The blinds are at 800 and 1600, a 200 chip ante from each player, and on our Milwaukee's Best Light pocket cam, or the lower left corner pocket cam, Trey Wynn looks down at ace-6 of clubs.
Wynn is a poker coach. He has a 5-hour training package. Lana would take 5 hours just to teach you and me the rank of hands.
He's going to raise it to 5,100. Over to Millett. He is so happy to be playing with Johnny Chan, and he folds over to the 2-time champ. Pocket 6s for Chan.
Every time Chan has cashed in the main event, he's made the final table, but that hasn't happened since 1992.
That is an amazing statistic. Chan will call with his pocket 6s. Hendrik Tuason, the small blind, folds, as does the big blind Kenny Robbins, so Chan and Tree Wynn will go heads up to the flop. Chan ahead with the pocket 6s. Flop is 4 Queen Jack. Chan's pocket 6s are still good.
Most of the time the flop will miss your hand, but the power is in the bet, not the cards. If you bet it, you can win it.
Wynn decides to check it, as does Johnny.
I wouldn't want to bet against Johnny Chan either.
No. Turn card, another 4. So Chan with 2 pair now. Wynn checks again. And Johnny checks as well. River card is a 5. Johnny, with those 2 pair, earns the check mark. Nobody has bet, but now Wynn will bet 10,500 with ace high.
Wynn making a late move at this pot. He didn't try to buy it on the flop or the turn. Now he tries to bluff Chan off his hand. Who's he think he is, Matt Damon?
It's all that sweet money. Here, give it away.
Johnny thinks the 6s and 4s might not be good. He does make the call. Win ace high, not good enough.
Johnny Chan turns over his hand like, what'd you think I had, kid?
So Johnny Chan with a nice start at this featured table, working his way to the money.
I just doing this just so they'll get the crowd excited.
Stop encouraging him, guys.
The Orient Express won't get it done today in less than an hour, but a quick start nonetheless for Chan.
Norman, when Johnny Chan won it all in 1987 and 88, he outlasted a combined total of 319 players. Nearly 1,000 more than that remain in this event. Well, even among the masses, few names stand out more than Johnny Chan.
Lon, is there a better poker name than Johnny Chan? I'm not talking about the glory of his back-to-back main event titles. I'm talking about his name, Johnny Chan. The best name in poker, Johnny Chan. What, you gonna bluff Johnny Chan? I'd wake up every morning and run to the card room if my name were Johnny Chan. Johnny Chan.
That name with that many chips, that's scary.
What's the chip leader going in today? Do you know, Greg?
800 and some thousand.
Holy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is sick, man.
Not very many chips on this table.
If we put it together, we might not even have 800,000.
We look at our E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker. You see the guy everyone's talking about, Brian Shadlick, over 800,000 chips. Among the notable players is David Chino Ream, just off the top 10, and Chris Moneymaker getting close to the felt. And there is Brian Shadlick and his chip caddy being moved to a new table.
Let me tell you how many chips he has, Lon. If Shadlick didn't play a single hand today, just got anteed and blinded off all day, we estimate he'd lose about 190,000. He'd still have more chips than the person currently in second place. So if I were him, I'd just take the day off, maybe take in Cirque du Soleil somewhere in town.
Well, maybe the 2006 Player of the Year, Jeff Madsen, is doing just that currently MIA.
I tell you, an alarm clock is a valuable asset, or maybe he's just pulling a Helmuth.
Honey,
Speaking of Phil,
they dealt him aces and they dealt me ace king again.
Those dirty, rotten scoundrels. I hope Phil got away from Ace King.
But I folded the ace king, like right away.
Why'd you fold it, Phil?
He showed me
He
aces.
folded him because he's the greatest hold'em player in the history of the universe.
Phil, one of 3 remaining champions still left. There might be 4 were it not for Pat Peasant. He knocked off the 06 champ Jamie Gold on day 1. Peasant right now with under the starting stack of 20,000 needs some help. We might soon be down to only 2 remaining world champs.
35.
Chris Moneymaker has moved his small stack into the middle against Dragoslav Timorak. Timorak calls.
All in and a call.
Moneymaker at risk, but he's got the best of it.
Chris back in business here with a double up.
Let me fight another day, baby.
Chris leads with ace-jack, and the flop pairs Timorak. Moneymaker in trouble.
Big cards.
Turn card, small card.
Chris needs an ace,
Six
queen, or
cards.
jack.
River card now is a 6, and Moneymaker gone from the main event, and he will make his exit through a field of players that would no doubt be much smaller if not for him. On to table 2 to find another pro who has survived to day 3. Jean-Robert Balland, currently in a hand right now. Jean-Robert flopped top pair, top kicker against Anton Bergstrom's pocket 7s. Anton checked it to Chase Madden, who's working on an open-ended straight draw.
12.
Madden makes it 12,000 to play. On to Balland now.
Jean Robert finished 8th in Survivor China last year. I guess he couldn't survive on BS alone.
And he's going to raise it to 32,000. Bergstrom folds his 7s now to Madden.
Madden is a fisherman. He fishes all day. That's not work. It's fishing.
Madden, 27 years old, from Sarasota, Florida. He's putting together more than the 20,000 it would take to call.
He fishes.
Madden re-raises to 72,000. Figures he's got Balland on the hook now. Now Balland.
Flop a set, bro?
Want to see him?
Yeah?
If he flopped a set, I don't think he'd try to drive you off your hand right now, Bobby.
Wow, man. Tough. Maybe I save money by raising now. All right, you got me.
Balland's going to fold to Madden.
Not so excellent laydown by Jean Robert.
Oh, nice job. Ouch.
Balland down, but he's still got some chips.
Man, I do need a bracelet. Need a bracelet. I'd be happy to take one in this event. A main event bracelet to be your first bracelet. That would be the bomb.
That is a dream shared by many.
We play for big pots, small stakes, and the chance to say, read 'em and weep. For the weekends, the all-nighters, and the lunch hour. We play for the legends and for the unknowns who dream of winning it all. For the bad beats and the pocket kings we sometimes have the sense to fold. We play at fulltiltpoker.com.
The 2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, main event.
Welcome back to the Rio Poker Room and day 3 of the main event. Let's get right back to our featured table where Johnny Chan is sitting tonight.
When Johnny plays, he is deliberate and aggressive.
That is Kermit Millett, 49-year-old Atlanta dentist, World Series rookie with ace-queen. Millett will limp in for 1,600. Johnny Chan with pocket jacks.
Johnny Chan. He just sounds like he's going to win. Johnny Chan.
66.
It's a raise to 66.
Johnny, one of 2 Chans left in this main event field. We also have 12 Smiths and 10 wins left here at the main event. And only 1 Millett, who wants people to know that he's looking for a Brazilian wife. You're in the wrong Rio, my man. Jeez.
Millett makes the call for 5,000 more. He goes heads up with Johnny Chan. It is 4, Trey 7. Chan with his pocket jacks still with the advantage.
Johnny Chan still with the advantage.
Millett with ace-queen checks. Johnny's not going to check his jacks. 12,000.
You're up against Johnny Chan. I still can't believe Matt Damon bluffed him in rounders.
Millett will fold.
Gotcha.
Johnny shows him the jacks.
Thank you, John. You're welcome.
So Johnny Chan takes another pot at this featured table. Yeah, they love it.
Johnny Chan show will be a minute.
It is the Johnny Chan show at the poker table for sure, but he also has been known to put on a show at the bowling alley. My partner's a pretty good bowler in his own right and decided to take Johnny on in this week's edition of Heads Up with Norman Chad.
Johnny Chan fancies himself a hustler at the poker table and also in the bowling alley. The question is, can he out-hustle me while answering questions from me and watching me bowl?
What is that?
It's my approach. You play your way, I'll play mine. Every time you sit down at a poker table, isn't there some young punk who wants to bust Johnny Chan?
As soon as he beats me, he went to my money and said, Johnny, can I have your autograph? For my money.
If you don't lose heads up to Phil Hellmuth in the main event, we may not know Phil Hellmuth as we do today. Do you feel you owe the world an apology?
No, I think Phil owed me a favor. I let him win.
I'm 25 pins down with 1 frame to go. I feel like you got like a 50-1 chip lead on me. We're done. What do you think of my bowling style?
It's unusual.
Thanks for being polite.
You're welcome.
And viewers, to be perfectly clear, that is actually how Norman bowls.
That is the way I bowl, folks, and I stand by my 142 average.
How could Phil have more bracelets than you?
And Johnny comes up 1 short of Hellmuth.
He played probably about 900% more tournament than I did.
Yeah, that's true. He never missed one for 40.
Play every one of them.
Yeah.
All of Hellmuth's bracelets are in Hold'em. Chan has bracelets in Hold'em, Omaha Stud, and Deuce to 7 draw.
And there is the man with the most bracelets in World Series history, Phil Hellmuth with 11. He's in the hand right now with Raymond Yee, who puts out a bet to Phil. How dare he? Action on Hellmuth. But he's going to fold.
He seems bothered.
He is antsy.
Come on, get some hands up, please, dealer. I just ate. I feel great. They're all starving. They're ready to throw it off, buddy.
It's Phil against the world.
Let's get some hands, baby.
The man with the most bracelets still has chips. The man with 8 has none. Eric Seidel knocked out.
See you guys in November.
Seidel, 5th all-time on the bracelet list.
Over to Jason Young, who won his first bracelet this year, wearing that A-Rod jersey.
One difference between Jason and A-Rod, at least Jason has played in the World Series.
Another World Series vet with a couple of close but no cigars, David Chino Ream. He's made 2 final tables but no bracelets.
Action or what?
Sure. Even if you beat me on the pot, I always want action. Telling everyone that.
I'll take your action, Chino. What, you got a few talking chips right now? Let's go. Let's go right now, chump.
Another top player without a bracelet right there, Victor Ramden, currently in a hand with Daniel DeVoe. DeVoe just made a call for the rest of his chips, and he'll hate what he sees. His pocket sevens way behind Ramden's pocket aces. Now the flop coming out is no help to DeVoe. Turn card a queen. Aces are still good. Another ace on the river. Ramden wins it. DeVoe is gone.
Use them wisely.
Ramden won a WPT title in 2006 and has 10 World Series cashes.
And currently over the 400,000 chip barrier. An aggressive player with lots of chips. That will be trouble for the rest of the room. At another table, one of the most talented players in the world without a bracelet, Gus Hansen, contemplating a 20,000 chip bet by Doug Crane after the flop. Gus with a gut shot, but Crane ahead with ace-king.
Gus has cashed in 2 of the past 4 main events.
9 on the turn, pairs the board. Hansen still behind. He checks. Crane checks. River card is a 5. Crane with ace-king has the check mark. Hansen first to act. And Gus is going to bluff at it with 28,400.
Hansen trying to scallywag Crane. And Gus has picked a nice spot to posture. Crane also has only ace high. And, well, Crane not going gently into the night yet. And we're getting close to the money, so every chip counts.
Crane commits the chips, though, and he'll take the pot from the Great Dane.
Great call from the amateur.
Yeah, Doug Crane, the World Series newcomer, gets the best of the pro. Gus is below average now.
Thank you, Gus. Thank you.
So Crane from Munson, Ohio, takes in a nice pot of about 160,000. Hansen got caught thinking he could take advantage of someone hoping to cash, but now it's the top pro who is further from the money. A main event field that started with 6,844 players is dwindling. They came in all shapes, sizes, and ages looking to be a champ here at the Rio, including 84-year-old Tony Grant.
I guess you've never seen me play before.
Tony owned Keensburg Amusement Park in New Jersey for many years.
I think we played together on the internet.
Sitting next to funny man Billy Gazes.
I'm 84.
You're 84 years old? That makes me feel good. More than double me.
I thought Bill wasn't a math guy.
Not too many people more than double me anymore.
Anybody on this table could be my son.
That could be true for almost anyone in the room, and in fact, there is a father-son duo in the main event. Brett Youngblood and his father, Art Young.
The only father-son left, and they stick us at the same table.
Brett won a bracelet in 04. His dad's a solid player, too.
Chips combined, we still probably don't have the average chip stack, so.
No, I don't. It's amazing you guys share the same table.
It's crazy. We didn't even realize till we walked in this morning.
Until we walked in.
Art named his son Brett after his favorite TV show when he was growing up, Brett Maverick.
Well over 100 tables in play, and those two coincidentally at the same one. Amazing. Jen Harmon might not like her table draw with Mike Matiso.
I'm here to bring you luck, Danny.
Jen's got 2 problems. She's short-stacked, and she's got to listen to the mouth.
Double and triple up my girl Jenny over there.
I've already begged.
Have you? Yeah, but now you got. I'm here for you, baby. I don't have enough chips, so I'd be there for you, but.
Jen has never cashed in the main event, and it's not looking or sounding good at the moment.
There's Michael Carroll, who's had a couple of famous table mates, Jerry Yang on day 1 and Phil Locke on day 2. Alone today, but doing just fine without a counterpart.
Can you believe Michael's got 2 kids, 19 and 16? He could pass for 19 himself. He's 39 years old and a very good no-limit hold'em player.
Another player doing okay without her counterpart, Maya Geller. She's engaged to Patrick Antonius. Maya's still hanging in there.
She's doing better than her hunk to be.
That hunk has moved all in. Antonius, with a pair of kings after the flop, leads James D'Alessandro's ace-10 of hearts. Turn card now. D'Alessandro with a flush draw.
So D'Alessandro can knock Antonius out with an ace or a heart.
River card now is a heart, and that's going to do it. D'Alessandro wins the hand with a flush, and Patrick Antonius, one of the more dangerous players in the game, is gone.
Patrick, we hate to see you leave, but I really enjoy watching you walk away.
Over 1,000 players left in the main event. Chip average around 130,000. And here at the featured table, we see Johnny Chan is sitting better than most with just under 200,000. Chan with pocket sevens limps in for 1,600. Action over to Tree Wynn. Wynn with pocket kings.
Wynn has a computer science and education degree from Cal Berkeley.
And he will raise the action to 6,500 with those kings. He and Johnny locked horns earlier at this featured table.
When Johnny first started, he was a hothead and he lacked discipline. Things change.
Johnny makes the call for 4,900 more. Here's the flop. It is 8 tray 5. Kings are still good for Win. Johnny checks. Win now with those 2 kings. Will bet 9,000.
Win bets half the pot.
Chan, a check call.
Johnny is a non-believer.
Turn cards at 10, no help to Johnny Chan. He's way behind those 2 kings and checks again. Tree Win now puts out a bet of 19,000.
Win again, betting about half the pot. Looks like Johnny is still a non-believer. My first ex-wife was a non-believer.
Johnny with another call. So, the river card now, 4. Win gets the check mark with his pocket kings. Chan checks a 3rd time.
Well, Win doesn't know what to put Johnny on. Not sure if he should bet again here.
Tree Win checks back.
2-7.
2 sevens aren't good enough. Pocket kings for Tree Win will win that pot from Johnny Chan.
Sometimes non-believers pay a price. Chan lost about 20% of his chips on that one.
He still has 161,000. All right, let's go past the Milwaukee's Best Light No Limit Lounge to table 2. Jean-Robert Ballon contemplating a call of 12,000. Jean-Robert with a nut flush draw trails the pocket queens of Andreas Jorbeck, but Jean-Robert will make that call.
Jorbeck from Stockholm. There are a lot of Swedes still alive here at the 08 main event.
Turn card is another diamond, and Ballon hits the nut flush. He earns the check mark and bets 22,000.
Does not hesitate to lead out there.
Jorbeck, with his 2 queens and a flush draw of his own, will make the call. River card now. It's already a done deal. Ballon with that check mark.
What's Bobby doing there with his hand?
80,000.
He's making a big bet is what he's doing. 80,000.
Jean-Robert is overbetting the pot here, trying to make his hand appear weak to Jorbeck.
Ballon's actions now have put Jorbeck in a quandary. Boy, pocket queens in a big situation against an unpredictable player. Jorbeck makes that call.
He won't like what he sees.
And Ballon is going to get paid off with that flush.
Bobby finds his voice with a 250,000 chip pot.
And a critical misread by Jorbeck.
Got chips to work with again.
Maybe enough to make the money. Welcome back to the Rio, and there's the missing Jeff Madsen.
We just started. This is the first hand, right? Second. Okay. Plug and raise.
Jeff checking out his chips for the first time today.
He lost about 15% of his chip stack. But hey, when he was Player of the Year in 2006, he didn't show up late, did he?
The guy who should have showed up late today is Brian Shadlick. He started with 800,000. He's lost nearly half of that stack since the start of the day.
I told him Cirque du Soleil, pricey tickets, but hey, he'd be in better shape right now.
At the other end of the spectrum is Norwegian Sigurd Eskelend, celebrating as one of the current chip leaders.
Who?
Another one of the leaders in the room, Jeremiah Smith. Last year, he was just reporting the chip counts as a blogger at the World Series.
I still don't know when I'm going to tell my wife I'm playing yet, though. You don't know you can tell her what? That I'm playing.
Tell her what I tell my wife. See you in court.
Real solid woman. It's not work. It's research. I kid.
All right, well, Jeremiah Smith jokes around. It's all business for Pat Peasant. It was pushed all in. Pat with about 24,000 chips. Action on Kostaki Economopoulos, who makes the call. Economopoulos with pocket sevens. Peasant with 2 aces.
Economopoulos, the longest name we have ever graphicked.
2 black sevens in there somewhere.
Now the flop. Economopoulos still way behind.
Still looking for a black 7 to knock Peasant out.
Turn card is a black 10. Aces are still best for Peasant.
Peasant in good shape.
River card's a jack, and Peasant will double up and stay alive. He continues to outlast a lot of top pros in the main event, including his good buddy Daniel Negreanu, who's known Pat since they were youngsters in Toronto.
Pat Peasant is a good friend of mine from my pool playing days.
I met him when he was 12 years old and a little scrawny kid. We just used to pass some time playing pool.
Then he started getting into poker and gambling, all that kind of thing, and we've been friends for ages.
I only come to Vegas during the World Series, but I would say I've taken at least a couple thousand of pictures with Daniel.
Every time he's with me, he becomes my personal photographer.
Just walking with him, and then people stop me and say, take a picture of us, take a picture of us.
And then Pat's like, sure.
And then 2 seconds later, you get another tap on the shoulder.
And he's really not that good at taking pictures.
I haven't heard back from any of those 2,000 people. I'm not sure if any are posted on their walls.
I would love it for one day to me be walking down the halls and have someone hand me a camera and say, can you take a picture of me and Pat P? I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
You know, Lon, I've taken a lot of pictures of you. They just didn't take place in the hallway of the Rio, and you never knew about them.
How much to keep you quiet?
Just let me call one flop, and we'll call it even.
All right, back to our featured table. And Mr. Johnny Chan.
How many Chan is there? Your first name is Chan, too?
Sean.
Huh?
Sean. Sean from the
I
Sean.
keep hearing Chan.
Shawnee Chan.
That is Sean Jing from Arcadia, California, an IT professional. That is Johnny Chan, a poker professional. And Johnny on the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, 9-4 of clubs.
Chan, the first foreign-born player to win the main event in '87. Now it's fashionable.
9-4, he raises it to 4,500 on Henrik Tuesen, pocket queens.
Tuesen went to South Danish University. I believe they are the Demon Deacons.
He calls for 4,500. Jing with 10-9 of hearts.
Jing has bachelor and master degrees in computer science and attended NYU as a PhD candidate. Too much education.
All right, Norman, hope you've studied, because here comes your flop with 3 players.
5-3 Trey. That was fun.
Tuesen leads with his queens. Johnny Chan first to act. And Chan continues to represent strength, makes it 8,500.
Some players like to bet the flop out of position. It can seize control from your opponents. Plus, Johnny just loves to attack.
Tuesen makes the call with those queens. Jing will get rid of his 10-9 of hearts.
Johnny cannot be thrilled he got called there.
Turn card 4 of hearts. Chan pairs his 4, but he's still behind the pocket queens of Tuesen. Johnny slows down and checks.
And Johnny is in trouble here.
Tuesen checks as well. So now to the river. River card is a deuce, and up and down straight draw on the board, but Tuesen gets the check mark with queens up. Chan, first to act. He checked the turn, but doesn't look like he's checking here. Fires out for 10,000.
Johnny's going to pretend he has an ace for a wheel and throw out a value bet bluff.
And Tuesen gives it up right away. So Johnny Chan correctly figured the time was right to bluff, and that is the planner's good instinct moment.
Johnny Chan.
You had the ace.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe was good enough reason for Tuesen to fold. He was outplayed by one of the best.
The Planters Good Instinct moment is brought to you by Planters. Instinctively good.
Back at the Rio, Jen Harmon has moved all in pre-flop. She gets a call from Asher DeRay. Jen's king tray trailing DeRay's pocket sevens. The flop is 4-8 queen, nothing in there for Jen. Mike Matiso looking on, hoping his table-mate survives. Turn card now, a jack does not help Harmon.
Jen's going to need a king.
River card is a 9, and that's going to do it. Jen Harmon, once again, no cash in the main event.
And Jen has made this walk far too many times.
Another player heading in the wrong direction. Our former chip leader, Brian Shadlick, continues to leak chips.
Front row seats at Cirque du Soleil would have been the way to go. It's a circus without the animals.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How disheartening for Shadlick. While he loses chips, our new chip leader is Sigurd Eskelin, who continues to collect chips.
That's got to be an alias. I don't buy it.
Across the room, top pro Victor Randon has a lot of chips, too.
You want some action, sir?
And perhaps Victor wants to put those chips to work.
I think this is happy if you went out.
Frank Chianti's put out a bet to Victor.
He's a lawyer, Victor. Call him.
Victor lays it down.
And Chianti shows you shouldn't give information to a top pro like Ramsden.
Okay, buddy. You won, wrong one. Oh, I'm not keeping track, man. You can keep track.
Victor Ramsden took a hit there, but still over 500,000 chips. At table 2, Jean-Robert Balland raised with ace-queen. Tim Leahy from Atlanta, Georgia, then moved all in with pocket jacks.
How did I get myself caught in this? I guess I gotta get lucky.
Balland getting the right price here to call.
But I'm not good enough to lay it down. You are. 43,800 what?
43,800.
Jean-Robert makes the call. His ace-queen trails the jacks of Leahy.
One time, baby. Oh, what am I saying one time? I never say one time.
You just did.
Just ace, baby. Ace. An ace and no jacks. Actually, no, do a queen. Forget the ace. Just do queen.
The wrong guy is standing up. Leahy's the one all in.
The flop now 9, 10, 8.
All right, give him his jack. Forget it. Flop him a set. Flop him a set. No
jack
queens. Please.
Would give Jean-Robert a straight.
Leahy still leads with those pocket jacks, though. Turn card now is a jack, and there is the straight for Jean-Robert.
Small.
Leahy now needs an 8, 9, 10 jack or queen to survive.
River card's a king.
And
Jean-Robert wins the hand and knocks off Tim Leahy.
I'd actually rather hear him say one time on an endless loop than Nuzuts one more time.
Want a coin flipper.
So Balland doing well at table 2. 850 players remain in the main event, about 200 spots away from the money. Back at the feature table, action is folded around to Johnny Chan, and he looks down at pocket kings. Johnny, it will raise it to 6,000. Action folds over to Kamar Cyclophone. Born in Laos, he's a poker dealer here in Las Vegas. 10-8 offsuit.
I'm all in.
And moves all in.
All in with 10-8 off. With 20 big blinds left. Not good.
36
Action back to Chan with 2 kings.
I have 41.5 total. I got 10,
Austin,
30,
41,500 to call.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah. Johnny makes the call, and Cyclophone in deep trouble.
Good call. I got nothing. I was just making a move.
Bad time to make a move.
Very good call.
Johnny's gonna roll.
So Cyclophone at risk against the 2 kings of Johnny Chan.
You mentioned he's a poker dealer. Very nice people. So poker players.
All right, here we go to the flop.
Do you believe in miracles?
Where's Al Michaels when you need him?
Hey, you got 2 out.
Nah, no.
You got straight, quads, 2 pairs.
3 win is very optimistic.
Wrong time.
Oh, this is looking like a 50,000 chip gift to Johnny Chan.
Let's see the
All
flop.
right, here's the flop now. 4, 5, 10. Cyclophone with a pair of 10s.
Flop a pair of 10.
It's gonna make it interesting. Put a 6 or a 7 to club. 6 or 7 to club. I already know.
King.
Turn cards a queen. No help.
If Chan gets unlucky here, he will lose a third of his stack. The X-Man needs a 10 or an 8, or he is whamboozled.
The river now is a 4 of diamonds. That's going to do it. Johnny Chan wins the pot.
I thought you were making a move.
Kamar Cyclophone knocked out.
I'm always making a move. You think I'm making a move 10 years ago? I love it, man. I was chopping my lips.
Johnny Chan collecting chips. That's a bad sight for everyone else in the field.
2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. Main event.
Back inside the Rio, Jean-Robert Balland picking up more chips at table 2.
Hey, if they asked you to survive it again, would you?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever do reality again, bro. Just to, like, be stuck and not doing stuff for that long. You know, as poker players, we're like action junkies.
Try being stuck in this booth for 5 years, Bobby.
Action.
Hey.
I missed the main event because I was out there in China. You know, Jerry Yang, never heard of him. I'm like, who?
So far, so good for Jean-Robert as he continues his survival quest at the main event. Another guy looking to survive, Adam Schoenfeld. He just doubled up.
You keep a totally cool poker face.
Adam's never cashed here at the World Series. He's 0 for 27 lifetime, but he says that's just the equivalent of the 08 World Series for Gavin Smith.
Another player who is surviving just fine right now is Pat Peasant. Pat now over 100,000 after starting the day with only 17.5.
And somewhere, Daniel Negreanu is wandering the streets of Las Vegas without a photographer.
Victor Ranvin just called the all-in of Damien Carrere, but Victor comes up on the wrong end of that. Carrere shows the nut flush.
Carrere, another product from that incredible University of Waterloo poker factory.
So Victor not playing it safe, and he loses over 200,000 chips right there.
And as we get closer to the money, a nice windfall there for Carrere.
Now, despite losing that pot, though, Ramden's still left with a decent stack, and that's good news for Ramden and others, because cashing in the main event means more than just personal profit for Victor.
I'm from a small country in South America called Guyana. We have a lot of poverty. I mean, we never starved, but it was really, really hard. I want to give back something to humanity. I've been doing it as part of an organization. It's called Guyana Watch. We take a team of doctors from the US and we find a lot of kids from our country in need of surgeries. Minor surgeries to major heart surgeries. All the kids are going to live normal lives again. And that would make me feel that I'd made a difference in somebody's life. If every year we can go and make a difference in 2 or 3 or 5 kids' life, we would have made a big impact. I just wish I can get a lot of money in this main event. If I win, I would just take every kid that I can find in my country and just take them out and give them new hearts. That would be my wish.
And Norman, how can you not root for a man like that? 25% of Victor's poker earnings and 10% of his business earnings go to Guyana Watch. On the E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker, you see Victor and the rest of the field 140 eliminations away from the money. Chip leader is Sigurd Eskelund. Chip average about 170,000 chips. Johnny Chan is over that chip average right now at the featured table. And here comes some more chips.
Oh, man, we got some chips now.
And they belong to 22-year-old Keith Ferreira with almost 400,000.
Maybe he got them from Brian Shadlick.
The game is on, gentlemen.
And Johnny with a pretty good stack himself will have to be careful with Ferreira's bigger stack now at the table. Action on Sean Jing. Ace-Queen offsuit. He announces raise.
I don't like raising when the new guy next to you is still unstacking his mountain of chips from another table.
He raises to 7,000. Millette folds. Action on Keith Gibson. He folds. Johnny Chan now. Chan with Queen 5 of clubs.
Chan inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame in 2002. I don't know what took them so long.
Chan folds. Now to the new guy, Ferreira, with the big stack. He's got Ace-Queen offsuit also.
Same cards, Lon. I mean, same exact cards.
What's the total?
About 80. About 80.
About 80.
About 80.
It's just impolite to sit down and the first thing you ask your neighbor is how much you got.
Ferreira, though, will just make the call. He will not push any harder on Jing right now. So ace-queens to the flop, and there you go. Guaranteed split pot if they both stay in it. The ace hits both players. A check from Ferreira. Jing bets 15,000. Both players, of course, with top pair and the queen kicker. Ferreira. Wow, that's how he got the big stack. A raise to 47.8.
A check raise. That's impolite and that's rude. For Ferreira trying to bully his neighbor. Let's see if Jing yields to the power of the big stack or fights back.
Yeah, maybe Jing worried about making the money or making a move. He folds.
No, Jing probably didn't want to risk his tournament there. We're getting so much closer to the money.
And Ferreira takes that pot. Welcome to the table.
Yeah, the big stack comes in and imposes his will immediately.
He ain't got so much chip he doesn't need to play anymore.
I understand. Must be nice. Must be nice.
So as we get closer to the money, we're seeing the big stacks push the small stacks around. At the outer tables, a bigger stack has just pushed Mike Matasso to the brink. Amateur Garth Paul has bet enough to put Matasso all in.
I call.
And Mike will call.
This could be it for the mouth.
33.
So Matasso's chips at risk.
And each one waiting for the other to turn over his cards.
Mike turns over pocket aces for the lead.
3 out.
His read is true. Paul can only knock out Matasso with a river 6 or 8.
Now the river card, that's a 9.
That's what I'm talking about.
Matasso doubles up through Garth Paul.
And Garth Paul gives a recharge to Mike Matasso.
That took 3 days.
for that pot.
The mouth now over the chip average in the room.
Yeah, 239,000 chips. Mike the Mouth now armed and looks to roar into the main event money. Tonight's Poker Fact is brought to you by FullTiltPoker.net. The probability of being dealt just one ace is about 15%. Not bad, but of course you have the same chance of being dealt a deuce.
Hello, beautiful. Oh, yeah.
No one to play with? So play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
He folds.
Welcome back to the Rio Poker Room. Fewer than 800 players left.
I got nothing.
Jeff Madsen has just called 2 all-ins.
6 high.
And he shows 6 high. He's up against Ace King and King Queen.
It's good. It's good.
Sorry, guys.
Madsen apologizing, but his hand is not in terrible shape against those big cards.
Now the flop. 10-4 deuce. Madsen with a gut shot straight draw. Turn card now is the tray. And he hits his straight and knocks out 2 players. Oh, man.
Yeah, he came in late. He raised with squadouche, and he knocks out 2 players at once. It's a good life.
What do you say to your opponents at that point?
The blue shirts attacked me, and I called with 6 high.
That makes sense.
I raised.
At another table, Gus Hansen has announced his intentions against Sean Farley. Sean up at 23,000 after the flop. Gus is all in for 84,000. And a call from Farley. Hansen at risk. Hansen shows a set of 5s to Farley's 2 9s.
Gus in great shape.
Turn card now is an ace, and that's going to do it. Farley drawing dead. Gus Hansen with a set of 5s has doubled up.
And Gus still looks like he could use a shave and a schwitz.
To another table now.
All right, I'm all in.
Phil Hellmuth has raised enough to put his opponent Raymond Yee all in. After the turn, there are 3 spades and 2 jacks on the board.
Oh, my God.
Translation, either I'm about to lay down the best hand or take a bite out of a legend and get an earful.
Can't believe it.
Yee is going to fold.
Take it, Phil.
Shows 8-7 of spades for the flush, but laid it down.
Boy, he lays down the flush on the turn.
I play so bad. Turn the last card, baby.
I wasn't going to push on the flop.
You're drunk dead. On the flop. I flopped with king high flush. Or maybe I'd ace king.
I don't think Phil had the flush. He wanted to see the river card.
Didn't matter what he had. He won the pot. He's over 250,000 chips right now. So that former champion doing well. Back to the featured table. Our other former champion in the field, Johnny Chan, has not been able to add very much to his bank today. Action folds over to Kermit Millett. He looks down at pocket 8s.
He's got a pocket pair, but he's still looking for a Brazilian wife in all the wrong places.
The Atlanta dentist limps in. Now Johnny Chan. Ace-7 offsuit.
In the small blind.
1,200 more to call. And he limps in as well.
I'm surprised Johnny didn't pop it there. Oh, look, Lon, I'm now questioning Johnny Chan's play.
Henrik Tuesen in the big blind. 4 deuce of clubs, checks his option. So 3 players will go to the flop. Trey 7 deuce. Johnny Chan with a pair of 7s. Tuesen with a pair of deuces and a flush draw. Millett, pair of 8s are still best. Chan first to act. Bets 6,000.
Chan likes top pair, top kicker.
Everyone with a pair, but Tuesen with that flush draw has the best chance of winning this hand, and he calls.
Brazil's the best place to find a Brazilian wife, no?
It is indeed.
He's here.
Millett with the best hand just calls. 6 on the turn. Millett's pocket 8s are best still.
But I guess he doesn't want to go to Brazil, so he just came to the Rio. I don't think there are any Brazilian women left in the main event.
Chan checked it. Tuesen now. Needing to approve. He's got a straight draw and a flush draw. Bets 15,000. Millett with those 8s comes right along. Now Johnny Chan. And Chan will commit the chips too.
Everybody playing small ball here. Nobody willing to commit too much.
Millette in charge right now with his pocket eights as we go to the river. River card pairs the board. Millette gets the check mark with those eights. Chan first to act again. Pair of sevens. Sees a bunch of undercards out there. Bet 7,000.
I'm sorry, did Johnny Chan just bet 7,000 into a pot of more than 70,000?
7,000.
I couldn't beat this chump in bowling?
Tuison folds. Now Millette. Cost almost nothing to call. He does call.
Pair of seven.
Pair of eights is better.
Good in.
Woo, Johnny. You hurt my feelings that time.
Well, it's Johnny's chip stack that was hurt today. He had a strong start, but Chan was down for the session, though his quest to make the money for the first time since 1992 is still alive. This main event field was finally all together, but for some, the union did not last long. And with the money close, several big names failed to cash in. Like father, like son, Brett and his dad were sent packing. The chip leader coming into the day couldn't hold on, making room for new faces atop the leaderboard.
One more time.
One man is happy he arrived, while another tries to do more than survive. Everyone is happy to still be playing on day 3, including 2 former champions. Chan and Helmuth both loom large while the race for the money heats up. For Norman Chan, I'm Lon McCarran. We'll be in the money next at the main event.